Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. And what do we have here? One of the biggest pieces of news coming out of the summit. This was the summit from this spring. Was referring to the third-party creator market or marketplace. One of the biggest pieces of news coming out of the summit was our intention to introduce a marketplace for third-party creators to D&D Beyond. We know there are hundreds of questions and concerns around this. And while we want to confirm that yes, this is a major initiative for the company, planning around it is in its infancy. We plan to start rolling out updates, facts, and feedback sessions with creators and publishers as more details come into focus and we have more to share. That said, a project of this size takes time, and we want to be clear about our timeline. These communications shouldn't be expected soon. Okay, but you would expect the communications to happen before any of this starts getting implemented. Well, let's go over to our friends at Enworld. And again, I give credit where credit is due. For a long period of time, years even, Enworld, Morris let those that should not have been given authority, he put them in authority, and they did some shenanigans. But under closer leadership from Morris, it's actually been fairly strong. I'm not going to go into there are 5e people and they hate the OSR. Irrelevant. It's become a good news source for D&D and gaming related news. So let's look at Enworld. Okay. Well, what do we have here? Wizards of the Coast adds partnered content to D&D Beyond, starting with Critical Role's Tal'Dorei campaign setting. I'm probably butchering that, but that's okay. Allow me to butcher it. One of the promises Wizards of the Coast made in the aftermath of the open gaming license crisis. It reminds me of the crisis of Infinite Earths in DC Comics back in the 80s. It was a crisis. It was a debacle. It wasn't a crisis. It was a self-inflicted critical wound. Back in January, with it, D&D Beyond would eventually have some kind of third-party marketplace. Up until now, only official D&D books from Wizards of the Coast have been available there. However, there is a section of partnered content. 6 titles, including 3 Critical Role source books, as well as some older licensed items like Rick and Morty box set and the Minecraft Monster tie-in. The later were already on D&D Beyond, but the partnered content home for them is new, as is the Tal'Dorei Butcher. I'm a butcher, I tell you. Tal'Dorei campaign setting. As of now, you can pick up the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, Call of the Netherdeep, and the Tal'Dorei campaign setting, Reborn. Okay. Look, even tells you what the contents are. And here is the partnered content. Now, something to notice about most of this partnered content is that it has the D&D logo on it, right? So it is certainly very much licensed. While this partnered content is a long way yet from third-party marketplace mentioned earlier this year, which is likely a couple of years away, no. It is notable that third-party content is now appearing on the site. I'm going to say it is not likely a couple of years away. It is likely going to happen at or shortly before or shortly after the release of D&D 2024, right? They don't want to call it 5e anymore. Why? Because, well, 5e is now uh, pretty much an open license, and calling it 5e, everybody goes, oh, it's D&D 5e. Remember, you can't use D&D for your OGL products, but you can refer to 5e. They want it to be D&D. All right, so the 2024 reboot of D&D is likely when the marketplace is going to happen. Now, why? It's going to be a lot of hype. Why 2024? Because that's next year, the 50th anniversary. That's also when I'm sure they're aiming for the VTT to be released. The VTT most likely will be a subscription. Okay. Most likely will also have microtransactions. No inside information, just reading the tea leaves. And that's when the third party marketplace, which will either be, the only way you're going to work this, either they take the DM's Guild and buy out the Roll20 drive through licensing that is currently issued under, or they create a direct competitor. I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know how the license works out. I don't know how it is licensed to drive through slash Roll20, but it's not going to be a couple of years away. You need to have that would be foolish, right? You need to strike with this when you strike with everything else. With the release, Wizards of the Coast, heck, TSR back in the days certainly made weird, wrong decisions in how they time things. Wizards of the Coast fucked up with Gleemax. They're not going to do it. There's no way they're doing another Gleemax. There's no way this VT is going to be another failure of that magnitude. Not saying it's not going to have its detractors, but if you can offer half of what it shows or is hoping to offer, if it lands with half those features in place, it's going to find itself a very strong place in the VTT market. So, let's remember, folks, the future of D&D is digital. They need to control that third-party market. That's money given away otherwise. So now, 2024, my guess, the fairly strong guess. All right, folks. On that note, tomorrow there is a live stream. Myself and Glenn Hallstrom, Old Man Grognard. I know I had said that it wouldn't be. That's going to be the following Friday. I will not be around. I will be in the city, as we say in New York, enjoying a comedy show. So, tomorrow night, myself, Glenn Hallstrom, Dungeons, Dragons, and Discourse. I look forward to seeing you all in the live stream. Yes, you can heckle. We love our hecklers. Other than that, folks, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice, rolling well. I will be back again tomorrow, like I said, with the live stream, 8 p.m. All right. God bless. Laters.